I'll start here
Yep.
with the newest game from Nomada Studios. Of course, these are the people that made Gris, whatever the nomenclature you want to use. That game received Game of the Year awards. That and Indie Game of the Year nominations and wins. And honestly, I think I'm almost done with it. I'm probably like 3/4 the way through. It's only like about 5-6 hour game. But I feel like it's right up there with Gree. Deserves all of the critical praise, and anyone that it definitely goes into that realm of video games are art kind of thing. What separates this game from Gree, which is mainly because Gree was more of a like a solitary experience. You're one character going through something, whereas and it's a lot of puzzles and platforming and stuff like that. There's no combat in that game. Neva makes this sort of two a double feeling experience because you have Neva the wolf or dog or whatever it is that most likely it's a wolf, but I'm just saying. And you don't even have to have animals before having kids, having anybody that you pretty much cared about in your life. You can relate to this game in the way that the main character and Neva have a relationship, and what you do to protect that relationship throughout the game and throughout the seasons of the game, and how you see Neva grow and all of that stuff is pretty awesome. Um, and this game does have combat, so it's different in Greed in that way because the main character does have a sword, has combat that you have to deal with. So you have your basic like dodge roll, uh, button, the sword stab, and then you can also use Neva as a weapon as well. So like at first you kind of starts with like Neva being a small cub, and so you have to like protect the wolf directly basically the whole time until you get through with that season, and then you see Neva grow, and then you can then use Neva as a weapon itself. And then that kind of continues to like evolve as time goes on, how that works. And there's boss battles and different elements of the different environments change with the seasons. There's one in the fall that just looks like super metal and awesome, and I was just like blown away at some of the background imagery and all of that stuff. There's another one that like you're basically doing funerals for the various animals that get overtaken by these like this infestation or whatever, which this game was made largely during COVID, so some of that like the plague kind of thing is in here because of that, and how the developers had to deal with that time while making the game, right, as well. um but it's just such a beautiful game. It's a game that like I was constantly wanting to take pictures playing it. um been posting about it because of how pretty it looks. It's on everything also. So it's not just PlayStation, it's on Switch, it's on Xbox, it's on PC. So, buy it anywhere, and it's only $20. So if you liked Gree at all, which is on PlayStation Plus right now, I'm not sure if it's on, I don't think it's on Game Pass anymore, but if you have PS2 Plus, you can go try out Gree to kind of get the vibe. If you want, it's a similar vibe there, but again, this one has combat and it has the kind of duo nature of the story. So this might be a better fit for those that had a complaint about Gree kind of just being a glorified walking simulator or whatever. This one is not that. Some of the platforming, it never really gets hard, I would say, but there are like chase sections where you do have to kind of make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing with the platforming, because it has like a triple jump you have to be able to do at certain times, and then being able to like use Neva to get through a certain parts of it too. So yeah, it's a game that I've really, really been enjoying. I'm excited to kind of in all this other stuff that's like longer, right? That I've been playing or had to play. It's nice to have like a shorter experience that does challenge you. Like some of these bosses, it does get difficult, like where to dodge and things like that. Um, but yeah, it's still a really good short experience that is gonna get you in the feels if you like those kind of games. So I'm expecting it's probably gonna be up there for in my top 10 for sure, and I'm sure it's gonna be in, game award considerations for various things too. I don't know if you have any interest in this at all, Mark, but
It sounds like like one of those types of like Imagine in the Forsaken Kingdom, or what was that one that took forever to come out? Last Guardian,
mhm,
which are all right. You know,
yeah. Thankfully, you don't have to like physically move the dog creature like you do in Last Guardian.
right,
But there are times where you have to like go pet the dog or give it a hug to get its emotions back in check or whatever. And it gives you that like kind of feeling of like, oh, okay, you know, that dog,
yeah,
that creature is feeling something. And so it kind of makes you feel something too. And it's cool in that
yep.
aspect, but just awesome. Been enjoying that.